Happiness is something we all seek, isn't it? But let me ask you, what does happiness mean to you? Is it a big house, a successful career, or maybe a loving family? These are all beautiful things, but are they the source of true happiness? Let us explore this together. In life, we often confuse pleasure with happiness. Pleasure comes from things outside of us: money, possessions, recognition. It feels good, yes, but it is temporary. Think about it. How long does the joy of a new car or a new phone last? Days? Weeks? Eventually, the excitement fades, and we start looking for the next thing to make us feel good. True happiness, on the other hand, does not depend on external things. It comes from within. It is a deep, peaceful feeling that stays with you, even when life gets difficult. This kind of happiness is not shaken by success or failure, wealth or poverty. It is steady, like a calm lake. In Buddhism, we believe that this inner happiness begins with understanding yourself. When you know who you are, what makes you suffer, and what brings you peace, you start to see life more clearly. This clarity helps you let go of things that are not important. It is like cleaning a dusty window. When the window is clear, the sunlight can shine through. In the same way, when your mind is clear, happiness can flow naturally. One thing that clouds our happiness is attachment. Attachment means holding on too tightly to people, things, or even ideas. We think, I cannot be happy unless I have this. But life is always changing. Nothing stays the same forever. If we depend on something temporary for our happiness, we will always feel anxious or disappointed when it changes or disappears. Let me give you an example. Imagine holding a cup of tea. The tea is warm and comforting. You enjoy it. But what if you drop the cup? You might feel upset for a moment, but you can't move on because it was just a cup. Now imagine if you believed that this cup was the only way to find happiness. Losing it would feel like the end of the world, wouldn't it? The key is to enjoy what you have without clinging to it. Appreciate it while it is here, but be ready to let it go when it is time. This attitude frees your heart and allows happiness to grow. So, what can we do to cultivate this kind of happiness? The first step is mindfulness. Pay attention to the present moment. When you eat, really taste your food. When you walk, feel your feet touching the ground. Mindfulness helps you appreciate what is already here instead of always chasing something more. In the next part, we will explore another important aspect of happiness: compassion. Let us now turn to the next key, to true happiness: compassion. Compassion is the ability to feel the suffering of others and to wish for their well-being. It might seem like focusing on others would take away from your own happiness, but the opposite is true. Compassion is like a candle. It loses nothing by lighting another candle. Instead, the light becomes brighter. In Buddhism, we see that all living beings are connected. Your happiness and my happiness are not separate. When we help others find peace, we also find peace within ourselves. Think about a time when you helped someone, even in a small way. Perhaps you gave a kind word to a friend who was feeling down, or you helped a stranger carry something heavy. Do you remember how that felt? That warmth in your heart is the seed of true happiness. Compassion also helps us overcome anger and resentment. When someone hurts us, it is natural to feel angry. But holding on to anger is like holding a hot coal. It burns us, not the other person. Compassion allows us to see beyond our own pain. It helps us understand that the other person is suffering too, and their actions are often a result of their own struggles. Let me share a simple story. Imagine a small dog trapped in a corner. It feels scared and starts barking at anyone who comes close. If you see this dog, would you get angry at it? Probably not. You would feel sorry for it because you understand it is acting out of fear. In the same way, when people are unkind, they are often acting out of their own pain. Compassion helps us see this and respond with kindness instead of anger. Now you might wonder, how do we develop compassion in daily life? One way is to practice gratitude. When you are thankful for what you have, you feel more connected to others. Try this. Each day, think of one thing you are grateful for. It could be something as simple as the smile of a loved one, or the warmth of the sun on your face. When you focus on these moments, your heart becomes more open. Another way to grow compassion is through acts of kindness. These do not have to be big gestures. A kind word, a small favor, or even just listening to someone with patience can make a difference. When you make kindness a habit, it becomes natural, and your life feels richer and more meaningful. Compassion is not only for others, it is also for yourself. Many of us are hard on ourselves. We judge our mistakes and think we are not good enough. But how can we be truly happy if we cannot forgive ourselves? Treat yourself as you would treat a close friend. Be gentle, be patient, and remember that you are doing your best. As we cultivate compassion for ourselves and others, we begin to see life differently. We stop focusing so much on me and mine and start to see the bigger picture. This shift brings a deep sense of connection and peace, which is the foundation of lasting happiness. In the final part, we will discuss one more important principle, letting go. Now, let us talk about the final key to true happiness, letting go. This might sound simple, but it is one of the most powerful practices. Letting go means releasing the things that weigh us down, our fears, our desires, and our regrets. It does not mean we stop caring. It means we free ourselves from the need to control everything. Why is this so important? Because life is unpredictable. We cannot control everything that happens to us, but we can control how we respond. When we let go of the idea that life must always go our way, we find a new kind of freedom. We stop fighting against the natural flow of life and start moving with it. Think about it like this. Imagine you are holding a heavy backpack. It is filled with worries about the past, expectations for the future, and fears of what might go wrong. Carrying this backpack makes every step harder. But what if you could set it down? You would feel lighter, wouldn't you? That is what letting go does for your mind and heart. Letting go also helps us accept ourselves and others. Nobody is perfect. We all make mistakes, and that is okay. When we let go of the need to be perfect, we give ourselves the space to grow. And when we let go of expecting others to be perfect, we can build deeper, more meaningful relationships. One way to practice letting go is to focus on the present moment. Often we get stuck in thoughts about the past or worries about the future. But the truth is, the past is gone and the future is not here yet. The only time we truly have is now. When you focus on the present, you realize that many of your worries lose their power. Another practice is forgiveness. Forgiveness is not about saying that what happened was okay. It is about choosing to release the pain and anger that hold you back. When you forgive, you are not just freeing the other person. You are freeing yourself. As you practice letting go, you might find moments of silence and peace. These moments are precious. They are the spaces where true happiness begins to grow. Treasure them and let them guide you toward a life of balance and joy. If you have found this video helpful, I encourage you to give it a thumbs up. Your support helps us continue sharing these teachings. And if you would like to hear more, please subscribe to this channel. By subscribing, you will be the first to know when we release new videos. We also have other videos exploring topics like mindfulness, overcoming stress, and finding inner peace. I invite you to check them out. They might offer exactly the insight you are looking for. Thank you for joining me today. May your journey toward true happiness be filled with peace and compassion.